This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 5. Wealth is treacherous, and the arrogant are never at rest. They open their mouths as wide as the grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. In their greed, they have gathered up many nations and swallowed many peoples. But soon, their captives will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, "What sorrow awaits you, thieves? Now will you get what you deserve? You become rich by extortion. But how much longer can this go on? Suddenly, your debtors will take action. They will turn on you and take all you have while you stand trembling and helpless because you have plundered many nations. Now all the survivors will plunder you. You committed murder throughout the countryside and filled the towns with violence." And that's what's going on right now in Iran, as the U.S. military just unleashed bunker buster bombs across Iran.
So this footage right here is said to be in Dezful, Iran, and check out the size of this explosion. Absolutely massive. I think at a minimum, this is a 5,000-pound bunker buster bomb going in. Those secondary explosions tell me a lot of different things. Ammo storage facility, Shaheed drone storage facility, ballistic missile storage facility, potentially with rocket propellant lighting off. Just an insane explosion that you can see basically from hundreds of miles away, absolutely rocking the IRGC's missile storage facilities. And then this footage is breaking news as well, coming in from CENTCOM, absolutely decimating Iran, taking the gloves off against their ballistic missiles. Remember, it's a huge country, 2.5 times the size of Texas. So it's going to take a little while to...
It's a huge country, 3 times the size of Texas, meaning going back to what Habakkuk the prophet was going into. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 8, because thou hast plundered many nations. America has killed an alarming large amount of people around the world. Now all the survivors will plunder you. And now you got the people of Iran saying death to America, that they want to assassinate Donald J. Trump. They're pissed off. You committed murder throughout the countryside and filled the towns with violence. This is not the first account. Iraq, Afghanistan, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, the atomic bomb on Japan, the Native American Indians, Gad, Reuben, Issachar, here in the Americas, Cristobal Colon. This is not the first account of filling the towns with violence, killing and murdering folks unjustly,
to decimate Iran. So this looks like rocket propellant igniting right here. So you can see those secondary plumes of explosions lighting up, basically rocking the entire country of Iran. Bunker bust.
Rocking the entire country of Iran.
Going in and striking IRGC complexes. So this footage...
There you go. Verse 9. What sorrow awaits you who build big houses? Ain't that what you have here in America? The Beverly Hills, the $1 million mansions, the streets paved with gold. That's why everybody want to run to where? America, where the big houses are. With money gained dishonestly, rape, robbery, and murder. You believe your wealth will buy security. What is that security that all these rich elites are running to? Underground bunkers. Putting your family's nest beyond the reach of danger. They're going underground, which is the next video clip. Global collapse. That's what they're doing on purpose. While the elites are hiding in where? Underground bunkers.
There's a secret no one says out loud. A secret you won't find on the front pages, that's never debated on television, that isn't taught in universities. And yet, the most powerful people in the world all know it. The secret is this: the world as you know it is collapsing, and those with the most power are already leaving. You might not see it yet because the lights are still on, the stores are open, and your social...
And who are these rich elites? Do you see any black folks? Do you see any Hispanic folks? Do you see any Native American Indian folks? Hell no! These are Edomites fleeing for refuge in their bunkers.
Media scrolls as usual. But if you look closer, if you connect the dots between economic instability, silent wars, inflation, food shortages, environmental decay, the loss of freedoms, and the rise of digital control, you'll see what they've seen for years. The system is not going to survive. And the most chilling part isn't the collapse. It's that they have no intention of saving it, because they've already built their exit strategy. Need proof? Let's start with New Zealand. In recent years, billionaires like Peter Thiel, co-founder of PayPal, have bought massive tracts of land there. Not for vacation homes, but for luxury bunkers, fortified underground shelters with thick concrete walls, air filters to withstand chemical and biological attacks, food stockpiles for decades, solar energy systems, their own water sources. Some even have operating rooms, private cinemas, and emergency aircraft launch pads. And this isn't an isolated case. In the United States, companies like Rising S Company and Survival Condo convert nuclear missile silos into luxury condos for the ultra-rich. There are wait lists, specialized architects, consultants who teach elites how to disappear when society breaks down. These shelters can cost up to $20 million, all while you're struggling to pay rent. So ask yourself, what do they know that you don't? This isn't panic buying. It's not irrational fear. These people have access to the best data, the highest level briefings, the deepest risk assessments. And all signs point to one conclusion. Something big is coming, and there's no going back. Meanwhile, you're being told to stay calm, that the economy is recovering, that democracy is working, that sustainability is the future. But if everything's going so well, why are the most powerful people fleeing the system they built? Since 2020, the signs have stopped being subtle. The global pandemic exposed more than a health crisis. It revealed how fear can justify anything. Mass lockdowns, border closures, surveillance, censorship. At the same time, supply chains collapsed. Nations went into historic debt, and millions of jobs disappeared forever. That was just the beginning. Inflation hit hard in 2021 and 2022, even in stable countries. Germany saw its worst price spikes since World War II. Latin American currencies tanked. The U.S. Federal Reserve had to raise interest rates faster than at any time in the past century. While this happened, the ultra-rich sold their stocks, bought farmland, invested in hard assets, gold, crypto, clean water sources. And you kept scrolling TikTok. Coincidence? No. While you're distracted by celebrity drama, meaningless scandals, and recycled entertainment, the real world is being redesigned without your consent. The elites no longer believe in the system they created. They're privatizing their healthcare, their food, their energy, building private cities, independent communication networks, even internal currencies. What looks like a blackout to you is just a grid change for them. What feels like a food shortage to you is just a switch to permaculture for them. What will be chaos for the masses will be peaceful isolation for the few. And the rest of us, they say not to worry, that it's conspiracy talk, that you're overreacting. But reality says otherwise. We are entering a controlled disintegration of the global order. And it's not one crisis, it's hundreds. Interconnected, social collapse, psychological breakdown, all feeding into each other. And while you wait for help, they've already locked the escape hatch. In 2015, a leak revealed that top executives from Facebook, Google, Amazon, and other tech giants were discussing collapse scenarios. One of them asked, "How do I make sure my private security won't abandon me when the banking system crashes?" That's their concern. Not saving the world, saving themselves. And it's all hidden behind feel-good words. Sustainability, transition, resilience. But what they're building isn't to save the planet. It's to save themselves from the planet. From us. They told you we're all in this together. But the truth is they were never with you. You were the worker, the viewer, the consumer. And now that they no longer need labor because AI handles production, and now that they can automate control, they no longer need your participation. or your survival. We're reaching a point of no return. And the next crisis won't be a traditional war. It might be a digital blackout, a manufactured economic implosion, a synthetic food panic, mass migration, or a climate disaster. Maybe all at once. And when it happens, it'll be too late to catch up. Because their plan is already moving forward. And no, they're not going to tell you. Why would they? They would lose the advantage. By the time you realize it, the doors will be shut, and the last helicopter will be airborne. Only then will you understand what they've known all along. Collapse is not the end. For them, it's a new beginning. So listen carefully. Get ready. Not to fight them. They have the resources, the surveillance, the AI, the media, the algorithms. But you still have the one thing that terrifies them: awareness. Because awareness leads to choice. And choice leads to independence. Don't wait for an official alert. It's already happening. While they entertain you, they impoverish you. While they pacify you, they isolate you. While they smile for the cameras, they sign contracts to live underground. Don't wait for an invitation.
Sign contracts to live underground. And that's prophecy. It's written. Isaiah chapter 2. And we're going to start it off at verse 10. This is what they're doing. Enter into the rock. How do you get underground? Bunkers. You got to do what? Break down the rock. So you got to enter into the rock and hide the underground bunkers. That's their hiding place. And the dust. Where's dust? The earth. What's under the earth? The rock. Underground bunkers. For the fear of the Lord. They know what's coming. And for the glory of his majesty, his power. They're seeing it. They're seeing the angels. And those UFOs, the UAPs, the chariots of Israel. The lofty looks of man, the so-called white man, shall be humbled. And the haughtiness, his pride, that American pride of man shall be bowed down. And the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. What is that day? A day of reckoning, which is coming. And they understand and know that. For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud. What's the American slogan? We're proud to be an American and lofty. And upon everyone that is lifted up, all you fucking Edomites. And he shall be brought low. You're coming down. That's why you see more homeless, more jobless, more broke, more on drug Edomites in the earth now. Because now the curses are starting to be translated. And you're getting brought low. And upon all the cedars of Lebanon that are high and lifted up, and upon all the oaks of Bashan, and upon all the high mountains, the different governments that these Edomites rule, and upon all the hills that are lifted up, the lower governments, and upon every high tower. Ain't that what you got when you go to major cities in America like New York? You got high-rise towers, buildings. And upon every fence wall, ain't that what you got in those big mansions? Gates, bars, walls. And upon all the ships, boats. Ain't that what they say to our young brother Nolan Wells drowned on? Which is bullshit, but that's okay. And upon all the ships of Tarshish. And upon all the pleasant pictures. And the loftiness of man, the so-called white man, shall be bowed down. And the haughtiness of man shall be made low. And the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. So we're here to exalt Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and what he's preparing to do here on the earth. And the idols, Caesar Borgia, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christos, Mother Mary, Allah, Buddha, and the idols, he shall utterly abolish. Motherfucker, they're going to be turned into ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And they shall go into the holes. Where are they fleeing to? Underground bunkers.
Alert. It's already happening. While they entertain you, they impoverish you. While they pacify you, they isolate you. While they smile for the cameras, they sign contracts to live underground.
They sign contracts to live underground. And they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves. Caucasian race, right? That's where you are supposed to be dwelling, in the caves. Away from humanity. Because you fucked up humanity. You fucked up the goddamn world. And into the caves of the earth. For fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth with those missiles. In that day, a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold. Where have these rich elites been stockpiling? Gold and silver. That's their idol. Which they made each one for himself to worship. They worship money. That's their God. To the moles and to the bats. To go into the cliffs of the rocks and into the tops of the ragged rocks for fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth. Cease ye from man, especially the so-called white man. He's a mortal vessel, man, that the Heavenly Father used for judgment on earth. And that's all he is, a man. He ain't no goddamn God. Cease ye from man, who breath is in his nostrils. For wherein is he to be accounted of? Because guess what, Esau? As you're doing these contract deals, let's hear it one more time.
Entertain you, they impoverish you. While they pacify you, they isolate you. While they smile for the cameras, they sign contracts to live underground.
They sign contracts to live underground. Do you see any so-called black people right here? Do you see any so-called Latino people right here? Do you see any so-called Native American Indian people right here? No, they're signing contracts to dwell underground with their people. But that's okay. Because guess what? We're coming to get your fucking asses. Isaiah chapter 24. I'm going to close it out. And let's see. Isaiah 24. And man. Verse 16. From the uttermost part of the earth. Where's the uttermost parts of the earth? From the east. North America. The Western Hemisphere. We have heard songs. What are we singing right now? The new song of the Lord. The song of Moses. Even glory to the righteous. Who is the righteous? The Israelites. But I said, my leaners, woe unto me. The treacherous dealers have dealt treacherously. Yea, they treacherously, the treacherous dealers have dealt very treacherously. Slakia. I'm getting tongue twisted. But that's what this video clip is going into, on how they have dealt very, very treacherously with the Lord's people. Let's hear it.
And now that they no longer need labor because AI handles production, and now that they can automate control.
AI handles production. They have dealt very treacherously with the Lord's people. They used us for free slave labor. They didn't give us any reparations for our hard labor here in America, building this bitch up. Now they got artificial intelligence replacing the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. They have dealt very treacherously.
Save the planet. It's to save themselves from the planet. From us. They told you we're all in this together. But the truth is they were never with you. You were the worker, the viewer.
There you go. They have dealt very treacherous. Man, I can't wait to get my fucking hands on you goddamn devils. You Edomites.
The consumer. And now that they no longer need labor because AI handles production, and now that they can automate control, they no longer need your participation or your survival. We're reaching a point of no return. And the next crisis won't be a traditional war. It might be a digital blackout, a manufactured economic implosion, a synthetic food panic, mass migration,
So
or
they're doing all of this shit on purpose. The blackouts all across America, the food shortages, the pestilences, the deadly diseases. This is all orchestrated from the goddamn devil. And we can't wait. We can't wait for all the fucking shit you have done to the children of Israel, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man. You're going to pay.
climate disaster, maybe all at once. And when it happens, it'll be too late to catch up, because their plan is already moving forward. And no, they're not going to tell you. Why would they? They would lose the advantage. By the time you realize it, the doors will be shut, and the last helicopter will be airborne. Only then will you understand what they've known all along. Collapse is not the end. For them, it's a new beginning. So listen carefully.
That helicopter that you're trying to escape on, we're gonna jump up and snatch that motherfucker out of the skies and slam it on the goddamn earth and explode it. All of you underground, we're coming to get your fucking asses.
Get ready, not to fight them. They have the resources, the surveillance, the AI, the media, the algorithms. But you still have the one thing that terrifies them: awareness. Because awareness leads to choice. And choice leads to independence. Don't wait for an official alert. It's already happening. While they entertain you, they impoverish you. While they pacify you, they isolate you. While they smile for the cameras, they sign contracts to live underground.
They
Don't
sign contracts to live underground. Isaiah 24 and verse 17. Fear in the pit and the snare. And that's what the Lord is doing right now, snaring you Edomites. Go underground. Go to your Space Force. Go into your submarine. Are upon thee, O inhabitant of the earth. And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth, where they flee. They're signing contracts to do what?
While they pacify you, they isolate you. While they smile for the cameras, they sign contracts to live underground.
They're fleeing underground. Who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit. You're going to fall into the snare. And he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For the windows from on high are open, the firmament that you've been trying to bust through with your missiles, with your rockets, that you can't. And the foundation of the earth do shake from those ICBM nuclear missiles. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. A drunkard can't keep his balance. He's fucking falling all over the place. And that's what's going to happen when the Lord shakes the earth. It shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall. The missiles go up, but they eventually got to do what? They got to come down. They got to fall and not rise again, you Edomites. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones. Who is on the high horse right now? Who is in the power structure? Who is in the power seat dictating how the earth is supposed to be run? The Edomites are the so-called white people that are on high. And the kings who, what was the protest against Donald J. Trump? No kings. And the kings of the earth upon the earth. And the kings of the earth upon the earth. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners. And those underground bunkers are gathered in the pit. You're not going to escape. And I don't give a fuck. Hey, man, how many phoenix rises out of the dust you think you're going to be? And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit. You know how you love to line Jake up, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians in these private prison industrial complex systems? To get roll call, to get to go on lockdown. Yeah, that's how we're gonna gather you fucking Edomites up. You red devils. And shall be shut up in the prison. Yeah. Since you love to give us the RICO case, give us a life sentence, the death penalty, and after many days shall they be visited. Then the moon shall be confounded, and the sun ashamed, when the Lord of hosts shall reign in Mount Zion. That's when Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai is going to be the authority of the earth again. And there's not going to be nothing but light shine. The law, statutes, and commandments dictating the earth. The true light. And in Jerusalem and before his ancients gloriously. That's how we're going to rule and reign gloriously. Meanwhile, these Edomites, they're getting ready, preparing themselves to be digged up out of the caves, out of the bunkers of the earth. We're coming to get you, man. You're going to be gathered.
Don't wait for an invitation. There won't be one. Get ready. Not out of fear.
Get ready, you fucking Edomites.
Because you deserve to survive the world they're burning down.
Yes, sir. Hey, we're going to survive. And also the elites of the Edomites, they're going to survive to be the first fruits of slavery. And that's what we're going to close it out with. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9. If any man have an ear, and all men's got ears, so all women do too as well. So listen the fuck up. Let them hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Did not these Grecians, these Edomites, the so-called white people, lead the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians into captivity, which is slavery? He that killeth with the sword must be killed. What is America doing right now? Are they not killing people with their missiles, which is the modern day sword? Dropping bombs? That was the first video clip. Yeah, he's killing. But he's not only just killing the Iranians, he's also shedding the blood of the Lord's saints. Nolan Wells, Nat Turner, Trayvon Martin, Emmett Till. You gotta pay for all of that blood. Even the niggas that sell out in Hollywood. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience, and that's what we're patiently waiting for. And the faith, and we got faith that the Lord is going to make it happen in due time, due season. Because there's a time and season for every purpose under the sun of the saints. And who is the saints? Psalms chapter 147. It may be 148. I think it's 148. Yup. Yup. In verse 14, he also exalted the horn of his people. So the Lord has his people. The praise of all his saints. Who is his saints? Even of the children of Israel, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. A people near unto him, praise ye the Lord. And that's who's going to enact the vengeance of the Lord upon you Edomites. Call hello Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Lord willing, it was edifying. And it's on to the next one. Shalom.